Hello everyone, and today we will be building such a stylish 2D application using only React.js and of course some CSS to make it more stylish. So whenever it will be very simple application that you can start your journey with React.js and we can create some tasks. For example, create a video, add task, and then for example, publish it and add task. Also watch it all. And with that in mind, we've created, we've published, and we watched all. But how we would start to building our application? Okay, first of all, you need to launch your IDE. In my case, is Visual Studio Code, as I always do, and you should run your terminal. Remember that you have to have installed React inside your computer. Whenever you got your Node.js and then install the creation tool from React, you should just do npx create React app, and that because that means that inside that folder will be created that React application. So press enter, wait a few seconds till it will be done. And when our application is done creating, we will see something like that. And then go to the source folder, and inside that source folder, we will create one component that we will be later on using. So we'll make something like components. And inside that components, we'll create one file mean task container.js. Alright, inside that task container, we'll create React component, and with that in mind, we will leave it as it is. Then going back to our app.js, and inside our app.js, we will start doing our magic. The only thing that we don't need is that logo SVG, because we will use something instead of it. Import, and right there we'll use state, and we'll need it from React. And that's what we need right now to make it happen, to make it work. And inside that return, we can delete everything from top to the bottom. And inside our function, first of all, we need to manage our to-do list. To do that, we'll create two constants. First, tasks and set tasks, and we'll use states to manage our state whenever it will change inside our form application. I mean our div input application. So use state, and it will be empty array. The next thing that we'll need is cast new tasks, and we'll set new task. Well, it should be only one, so without that s, and it equals to use state, and it will be one new task over here. Okay, so we are starting to creating our state to manage to do items. Right now, we'll need some kind of function that will handle that add task. So to do that, we need to create add task as a function. We will use arrow function to make it happen. Right now, we will check if there is empty string. So if new task, as we've got over here, will be empty, we simply just return, so we don't care, and we will not add an empty task that will not contain anything. So if it contain anything, so set task, and we will set it, we'll create a new task list with what we got. First of all, we need to spread operating, so we just splash all of our tasks that we have to that task operations and add a new task that we will add from our input and buttons later on. And To understand, right now we, for example, got some kind of tasks like do laundry or do video, watch it, and something like that. And right now, to make it only a one table, we'll spread it through the set tasks, and by that, we will create a new task that will work as we have to, as it should. And right now, we need to create something like clear the input field from where we get that new task. So it's a set new task, and we'll make it as empty input. Okay. The second thing and the last that we'll creating over here will be function to remove task. So const remove task, and right there we'll need only the index. And with that index, we can create some magic. And as you know, we can do something like filter, and with filter, we can delete the tasks that contains the index that we will just pass over here. And to make it clear, I will just make some kind of variable, for example, updated tasks. And right there, I will just make tasks. So I'm in that array and filter. And right there, we'll need two arguments. So first will be empty one, and the second it will be task index. So first we don't need, because first value is a value, the second is index. That's why we just make the floor over here. That's why we need two of them. And then arrow function, and if task index does not equal the index that we passed to that remove, it's okay. And we set tasks to updated tasks. And we are happy and ready to move forward to our return, where we create our return function. And right there, we'll need a div with class name app. So we will also use the main thing that contain that allow us to create the application from app CSS. And the next thing we'll need some kind of header. It will be class name title, and here we'll make to the application. So app. Okay, right now we will create the input and the button to add a new task that you just see earlier on. So div class name equals input container, and inside that input container we'll create input, class name of input field. We will need also type of text. We'll need a value of new task that we just got over here. So new task, also on change. So whenever the input change, it will be fired up, that on change. And right there will be e, and it will be arrow function and set new task with a e dot target, and we'll get the value from our target. And the last thing that we'll need, we need also placeholder. For example, enter a new task. And with that, we make it self-closing, save it. Then button will be on click, and we'll make happen a task, which we have over here. We'll make some kind of class name. It will be add button, and we'll make add over here. Okay, we've got our add function, we've got our placeholder, And the last thing that we'll need to have is only a list of tasks. And inside that list of tasks, each task will contain the remove button. And to make it work, we'll make an ordered list with class name that we'll create later on, task list. We close it, and right now we go through the tasks and map them. And we need two things, task and index, to make it remove. As you can see over here, we need the index of our task. So make it happen, make it work. And right now we need only a parenthesis, normal parenthesis, because we will return task container. And inside that task container, we'll need the key, because we always need a key whenever we map task, because we will pass the task index as an index and remove task as remove task. Of course, we can make it simpler, but to make it more visible for you, I will stick with that style. And go back to your task container, and right there we need to receive the props. So task, index, and remove task over here. And with that, we will need to create, instead of that div I said, we'll need only elements, so list item. And inside that list item, we will need class name with task item. And inside that task item, we'll pass a task. And inside that task, we'll create the button, which on click will fire up, and we will remove the task if that button will be clicked. So remove task, and to the task, we will pass the index that we receive to our props. And class name will be remove button. And of course, it will be remove over here. Right now, we can check if everything's worked like it should. So npm start, wait a few seconds till it be launched, and our application should be working correctly. Yeah, it works as it should. So add something, add, also you can remove, perfect. But that's not all, because we need some type of style. And to make it work, we'll create very easy styles. So we will stick with some of them, we don't need that, and we'll create very easy. But it's about React.js. The whole CSS file will be provided in the comments, so you can just create it. If you don't, copy and paste it. If you don't want to, I will just briefly go through that. So we only get the app title, because we created that over here. Also, the input and container and input field that we've just got over here. Add button, task that you just got over here, and task list, which will be to the task container, and inside that task list will be task item and remove button that we've got over here, so it will be change the colors. And right there, we got our to-do app completed. We can, for example, watch, like, and subscribe. And with that, that's all for that episode. I hope that you like it, enjoy it. If you like it, leave a like. If you love it, leave a like and subscription. And if you have any questions, leave a questions in the comments. See you in the next episodes. Bye.